Hey everybody, I am Lori Cooch, and today I want to show you how to do a split monogram in Cricut Craft Room. I know this has been around a while, and I know a lot of people do them, but I have been specifically asked to show you how to do this. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use the Cricut Classic font because everybody has that if you're in Cricut Craft Room. So I just logged into Cricut Craft Room. And I scrolled down here to Cricut Classic font. And then I'm going to use a capital. So I want to shift here. And since my last name is Cooch, we're just going to use the K. And lower that. Now, I like to work on things big because, I don't know, I'm blind and I never wear my glasses. But, typically your frame is going to be, well, I've seen them all sizes. So let's just put this, whatever size this is here. This will work. So there's your K. But you want to know how to do the split. And I'm going to move this over a little bit. To do the split, we need to add some lines. And I think there's one here in the basic. Or not. But no worries. This will work right here. We're going to use this exclamation point. So we have that on our mat. And we need this all on one layer. Okay. Now I don't need the circle. So I'm going to do hide contour. And I'm just going to get rid of the circle. But I do need this to be a lot longer. And a lot skinnier. You can do this up here as well. I'm going to unlock this actually and change this to 7 inches. And I'm still going to just leave this at the point 208. Next, I want to copy it. So I can click copy here, or I can right click on it and say copy. I can then click paste here, or right click and paste, and it's going to put it back, or put it on my mat. Okay, so I need to tilt it. So I need to find the arrow that does the tilting. Whoa, whoa doggies. And I just need to put it, I'm going to put it on a line so that it's easier to make sure it's straight. And we can get this one out of the way because we're not going to use that right this second. So we're going to put this where we want our split. So how about right about there? And actually, because I already have this tilted, I'm going to delete this one and copy and paste this one so it will already be tilted as well. Now, here is where people get confused. You need to make your space here so that your font in the middle that you're going to put your name or somebody's name in there will fit. Now you don't want to weld. If you weld, I'm going to weld this one so you can see. See how these lines are gone? You need it to cut that. So I'm going to just undo that weld. No, it's not going to let me. Okay. So what you need is to see these cut lines here. So anywhere there's a dark line is where it's going to cut. On screen in the Cricut Craft Room, you're not going to be able to get rid of this right now. But when you cut it on your Cricut, it's going to cut this line right here. which means you're going to be able to just weed this piece out easy peasy, okay? So I think we have that big enough. So then I want to enter some text. Yes, I know. So if I went up here and I said add a text box and I just put in my last name. And it always defaults to the Cricut Craft Room Basic. And that's fine for what we're doing here. I just can't spell. I can't type. I'm a little dingy today. I can see that this will not fit in there, so I can do a couple things. I can size this and make it smaller, or I can move my lines. For this, I'm going to make it smaller. And what I can do to make it easily smaller, I don't want to change the width, I only wanted to change the height, so I used this arrow down here. If I used this one, it would have moved it in proportion. So this is still not really there. Like this. And I can see there that my K is going to clear those lines. Okay, so I would then put this off to the side because you don't want it in there right now. And I might make this just a little bit bigger so that I know that there's no problem. See, my letters are going to fit in there now without any problem. So for conserving paper, remember wherever you have something on your mat is wherever it's going to cut when you go to cut. I would probably move this down and tilt it up. And then I would go to cut just like that. So that's how you do the split letter. You can't do it on the screen itself. You will get these cut lines here. You will have to weed out this centerpiece. It'll cut, and I'm assuming you're going to do this in vinyl, so you'll use your transfer tape to move the larger image to your mat or your frame or whatever you're going to do. You're going to have this piece removed because that will be removed before you move it to wherever you're going to keep it. Then you're going to put your transfer tape on your name and adhere it on there on your final project. The hardest part will be centering it. So I know people get fancy and measure this and then measure this and back into where the beginning and the end should be, and use, especially on glass, you can use white erase marker. Just don't put it where you're going to put your vinyl because then it'll cover up. But like if you're going to put your vinyl on the front side of the glass, you put the white erase on the back side so then you can easily see through your transfer tape where you need your beginning of your letters to be. Remember, if you're putting this on the inside of the glass, which makes it easier to clean and dust later, you're going to want to flip that image. So to do that, you would just click on it and then hold your shift key and collect all the pieces. Okay? And then you flip. So that's going to cut it backwards so that when you put it on your item, the sticky is going to be on the front side. That's going to show in the front. So if you have any questions, you can always reach me in either of the Facebook groups. There's the Cricut Craft Room, or if you have the Explore, the Cricut Explore and Design Space group. I'm in all of them equally. You can also instant message me if you want to ask a private question, or even post right here on YouTube, and I check those as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, and I hope you have a great evening.